the Hollywood house parties in Sunset Hills. These niggas used to take shit they would put on their lips, and then they would ask a girl if they could get a sip of her drink. And they would put the agent, they would rub it on the rim, and then when the girl would continue to drink her drink, she would ingest it, and the next thing you know, the bitch numb and dead, and they got her in the tub, screwing in.
They want me to tell the total story. Okay, I'll finish it. So then what happens is they presented a bad contract, and you like, I'm not signing that shit. And they like, oh, you don't want to sign it?
And then they bring out the videotape.
Hop in the tape. Let me show you what this did last night. And you like, oh, I'm gonna sign this right now. I don't want nobody to see that. Bow wow. Okay, move right along.
Oh,
move right along.
You made my husband walk away. I don't even know what to say.
Shout out to Snoop for handling that for Bow, but they should have got.
Oh my God! You just turned. I don't even know if I'm old enough for this conversation anymore. I just became like a whole 3-year-old. I emotionally regress from what you just said.
Jaguar Wright is often seen as the RB World's version of Cat Williams, here to set the record straight.
No, that's the beautiful thing about being the kind of honest I am. Because what I'm saying is true, because what I'm saying is backed up on honest to God, complete integrity, I can say something like that. Let everybody be mad about it and step the f away. And let's see what reality say. It ain't my fault I be ahead of the curve. It really ain't my fault. I'm just operating in my principle. And then I heard about some of the troubles that came to your door. But if I'm correct, I want to say this while we on camera. When we finished the interview that day, didn't I give y'all some warnings about things that might happen?
Yeah.
Because of this interview.
Yeah.
Was I wrong?
No.
Oh, but was I right?
Yeah. Some of the things, the Tevin Campbell thing was interesting to me because we just hadn't heard from him, and he just kind of popped out of nowhere.
Jaguar Wright is currently making shocking claims about Jay-Z's alleged involvement in what she calls Sean Diddy Combs' freak-offs. According to Wright, the duo's friendship goes far beyond just making music together. She claims that many artists in the industry have endured different forms of harm, suggesting that figures like Diddy and Jay-Z are responsible for the suffering these men face, driven by their pursuit of power and pleasure. Wright further implied that many of these men fit the description of homo thugs.
I don't need to go nowhere when he's trying to knock me out, screw me in the tub, like I'm a dead person.
But wait a minute, I know why. Hollywood
You just talking about this. I gotta light up my CBD.
Look, light up your CBD, but let me get this in. I know why Hollywood is so invested with the anal cavity. But I want to throw something at you. You tell me if this is true, right? It happens at a lot of parties. You're thinking about signing. I'm talking about the dudes, right? You go to this party. Let's say it's Cash Money, okay? You go to this party. You get knocked out. Train ran on you in your ass. It's videotaped. You wake up. They say you gonna sign.
That's how they get them to put the dresses on.
Thank you. I knew
Hollywood is blackmail central.
And they all doing each other in the. It's.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Anybody has a vagina, but it's dominion. It's that final frontier.
They didn't all been in each other's, so they literally are all.
If that is true, wait a minute. If that is true, there's only one man to blame for it.
Chris Stokes. Sorry.
You said Chris Stokes, and you right. You know what still trips me out? That if you go back to the MTV Cribs episode that they did with Chris,
right,
and Marcus was there, because Marcus was living there, because he was Marcus's guardian. You remember that Cribs?
Yep.
It was an amazing apartment, but they only had one bedroom.
Yeah.
And they allowed that film to hit the television.
Like we were dumb.
What you got two grown ass men, a young man and an older man, living in a 1-bedroom apartment for where the Marcus sleep in the tub? They can't even sleep in the bed. They gotta sleep on the couch. That's how comfortable that was. He didn't even bother to rent a 2-bedroom, so nobody would have suspicion.
Because that was his name.
I'm just saying, why would you live in a 1-bedroom apartment with the boy you a guardian of, who's your artist, who's making thousands of dollars a show but don't got his own bedroom?
Jaguar Wright continues to make bold accusations about the music industry, particularly targeting figures like Diddy. She claims that industry leaders, including Diddy, have created a harsh environment to maintain control, often fostering toxic relationships with their artists. Wright shared that during a studio visit, she personally witnessed disturbing behavior, hinting that this is just the surface of the problem. According to her, the industry isn't focused on nurturing talented artists, but rather on finding individuals willing to cater to unconventional demands in exchange for money. She stated that artists are often subjected to degrading situations in order to succeed. Wright also claimed in an interview that Diddy was supported by powerful figures like Jay-Z and Clive Davis, who helped him find young, upcoming artists to exploit. She alleged that Diddy's dominance in the industry is built on fear, reinforced by the notorious parties he hosted and the backing he received from Jay-Z. Wright described the atmosphere as having mafia-like rules, where artists are unknowingly forced into signing contracts that involve participation in private affairs. Wright also recounted an incident where she witnessed Diddy in a suspicious encounter with Christopher Williams, implying that these kinds of interactions were traded for contracts. Additionally, she raised concerns about the unexplained deaths of several members of Uptown Records, suggesting a link to efforts to write truthful accounts about Diddy's past.
I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was gonna meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you wanna know what they all had in common though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason. When you see this bullshit ass motherfucking game with people that you love, that you like, you know, it's too many coincidences.
Too many. You
Honeycomb.
Oh. Stamp it.
We gonna get you and your little dog too.
Mm.
And congratulations, young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did.
So, where is Jaguar Wright getting all this information? Jean Deal, a former bodyguard for Diddy, has backed some of her claims. Jean alleges that Diddy has been involved in organizing secretive, high-profile parties where Hollywood's elite engage in much more than just cocktails. According to Jean, Diddy plays a central role in these events, actively inviting guests and making these gatherings feel more exclusive and intimate by invitation only.
It all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff and he's in the exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said plugs, and he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you can do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. And when he got I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like, he gave the guy a stack, something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store.
Although Jean Deal hasn't directly mentioned Jay-Z by name, it's clear who Diddy's closest business partner is and where the funding for these parties may be coming from. In his interview, Deal claimed that these events serve as a playground for Hollywood's elite, who are well-known and can afford to pay hefty fees for access to highly exclusive, unusual gatherings, allowing them to indulge in their most outrageous and secret fantasies. Jean also painted a shocking picture of Turkish baths as common meeting places for gay men, suggesting that these encounters are more than just casual. He implied that Diddy, with his influence, arranges these gatherings as part of an alleged network where men meet for secret sexual exchanges, possibly involving Jay-Z as well.
I knew I used to wait outside of Turkish baths for him. You know what they do in the Turkish baths?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay. That's where a lot of gay men meet. And they all take hot baths together. To each his own though, bruh. But that's a lot of that these guys get into when they start having certain meetings with certain people and they meet them at the Turkish bath and they do their meetings and they meet their people in those type of situations where they're comfortable at. So they don't have to worry about their indiscretions coming out. You mean? You understand what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, twice, sometimes 3 times a week, me and the driver be outside. He'll run into the Turkish bath.
Jean Deal also claimed that Sean Diddy Combs pressured Cassie Ventura into being involved with other men while he watched, mistreating her in the process. Wright has backed these claims by providing supposed evidence, which adds to the troubling narrative surrounding Diddy. According to Wright, these actions reflect a broader pattern of mistreatment in the industry, and her receipts suggest that Deal's claims may hold some truth.
We shouldn't be laughing about that, man, you know, because she is a victim. You know what I'm saying? She is a victim, man, and if this is her victim story, we gotta be more, I think more compassionate. She was 17 years old at the time. She was fascinated by that whole thing, getting on a G4, G5 jet, you understand? And what was her parents, man? What was her daddy, her mama? They didn't miss their child? She didn't come home that night? But what you trying to do? So to say that what he's being known for with Cassie, I can only equate to some of the things that I've seen him and Kim go through. You understand what I'm saying? So people get mad, you know, but it is what it is. I can only equate his actions like that.
Crazy, man.
Then there was Kim Porter's death, which Jaguar Wright alleges Jay-Z's helped arrange. Kim Porter passed away in 2023, and her death shocked many, especially Sean Diddy Combs, her ex-partner and the father of her 3 children. Wright's claims about Diddy's involvement remain highly debatable, but they have sparked significant controversy and conversation.
I will advocate for you. Because see, I know something that a lot of people don't know. I know that you and Kim Porter had a sit down right before she left us.
Tell him, please, tell him.
And I know Kim had some very good advice to give you, and I believe that this is why things are happening as they're happening now. Kim was smart, wasn't she, Cassie? Kept you alive and kept you safe. I will advocate for you, but you are a victim. And I know that. Congratulations on surviving and congratulations on standing up. I'll advocate for you. F that pussy and his little dog.
Now you want to know what's crazy, Jaguar?
What?
I was, and I can just say it now because I mean I'm not gonna do it. So why not just talk about it now? I had an offer to go over there to Revolt.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep, I had an offer. They've been watching, and you know I was told that, hey, I can have you in a room with Puff tomorrow. And that just sounded crazy to me. That just like. You can have me in the room with him tomorrow. Like, what? Excuse me?
Like it's the grandest honor on earth.
Interview 8. Kim Porter, an actress and model, had a long and tumultuous relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. At 47, she passed away from lobar pneumonia after experiencing flu-like symptoms for several days. Despite her unwavering support for Diddy through their ups and downs, many questioned why he never proposed to her. Some speculated that he was too focused on his career and other relationships, or that he was afraid of commitment. Additionally, there were accusations that Diddy physically and emotionally mistreated Porter, with claims coming from his former security guard, Gene Deal.
Even if they call me about the with Kim, they say, yo, Gene, did you see him beat Kim? I said, on that particular case, no. Have I seen him rough Kim up and use the pillow? They you know, he liked to play fight and be hurting the girls while he play fight. Have I seen him do that? Yeah, I've seen him done that. You understand? And I've asked Kim, you all right, you good, y'all good? And she just looked and stuff, he'll stop. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like a big uncle one time. So now, when he gets to the hospital, his right wrist is ripped open. So, Mr. Dill, when you got to the hospital, what happened? Well, I seen his wrist ripped up. I would testify that I seen his wrist
wrapped up in a t-shirt, and he said it right there in front of Kim, you know what I'm saying, that, yo, you could have killed him because she hit an artery. You understand? And I would tell how I saw how Kim looked, and I would testify to everything if I was told to. You know, if I was brought in to testify against that. You understand? I'm not gonna sit there and wait in jail for him. Nah, I wouldn't do that.
So you don't have no problem testifying?
I have no problem sitting in the court of law, doing my due diligence and testifying on stuff that I already spoke of on the internet. When I talked about him, Kim, and she had to cut his wrist to get him off of him, I would tell what I saw when I went to the hospital. I have no problem. I don't care what nobody say, I don't care what nobody think. If I've already said it on the internet, if I've already said it on different platforms and programs, why wouldn't I?
Gene Deal claims that the lawsuits and accusations surrounding Diddy were heavily manipulated, drawing attention but never fully addressing the core issues. Despite the seriousness of these claims, Diddy has never been questioned about them. Deal further alleges that some of the more graphic details were altered or removed before the court cases even began, making the full extent of the accusations less clear to the public.
But my whole thing about it was this, is that anything in that lawsuit, you gotta realize that we only got a portion of it because it's been chopped up. Things has been taken out. So somebody wouldn't look a certain way. Now, they left some of the things in there. But I'm sure plenty of times, Cassie may have seen some stuff that she ain't really want to look at.
Got it. If you need any more help or have other questions, just let me know. Have a great day.